Okay, so I apologize for the crazy lighting. I'm sitting in my car. It is 3:40 a.m. and I decided to do a thing. All right. If you didn't know, I used to make a lot of fitness content. I would say about a year and a half ago, just documenting my weight loss journey and stuff. But that wasn't my main business. That was more or less just something I was doing just to create content. And I didn't necessarily desire to be a personal trainer. So I kind of stopped because I built this large fitness audience, weight loss audience, but I didn't want to be a personal trainer. So I just didn't really know how to monetize that. So I just kind of switched gears and started focusing on coaching, like teaching people how to be their highest self, but it just wasn't solely focused on weight loss and fitness, you know what I mean? And so in 2025, I stopped making fitness content. I was still making it here and there, but I wasn't nearly as consistent, and it just kind of fizzled out. So here we are, basically a year and a half later, and your girl decided to bring her camera to the gym this morning. Oh my gosh, this is a big milestone for me because during that time period where I was making a whole bunch of gym content, weight loss content, fitness content, I definitely received way more positive feedback than negative. But I know I've made a video on this channel just kind of talking about how sometimes the negative comments can overpower the positive ones. I think just as humans, we tend to hyper focus in on mean things that people say, and I'm guilty of it too. And I would get a lot of backlash, mostly on Instagram, kind of like just talking about my body and, oh, I'm still fat, this, that, and the third. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of made it unfun to make content because I'm like, dang, I'm just trying to teach you, I'm just trying to show people what I'm doing, and people are, critiquing my body. And then also, too, I started focusing on trying to go viral because a lot of my fitness content was going viral. And so I became obsessed with virality. And that also made it unfun because I had first started making the gym content just to kind of have something to do, create more content, obviously funnel people to my OnlyFans, of course. But I started chasing the metrics, and it started to be more of a, oh, I have to shoot from this angle so that I can stop the scroll and grab people's attention in the first 2 seconds. Or, oh, I can't record this exercise because I already did this the other day. And it just took the fun out of it. It really just took the fun out of it. And instead of me enjoying the gym, which is something I do enjoy, I stopped wanting to. One, I stopped enjoying the gym, but then two, I stopped wanting to make content just because just all of the stuff that was going along with it. But I'm back at it. I'm excited. Um, the one thing that I'm going to do differently this time, one, I don't know how long I'm going to do it for. I'm not committing to doing this forever, but I do want to kind of like document my journey to my six pack. That is one of my long time fitness goals that I've had. And that's really not fitness, that's more so the gym. I mean, not the gym, that's more so nutrition, like just making sure that you are eating as clean as possible. So that six pack does show. But I am training abs now. I have my personal trainer. But one thing that I'm going to do differently this go around, again, I'm not too sure how long it's going to last, but I'm just going to go into it just wanting to have fun. I'm not here to stop the scroll. I'm not going to put added pressure on myself. I'm not going to allow comments to keep me from creating the type of content that I want to create in the gym. It's early. That's another thing too I was running into was, before I wasn't really going to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning. I did for a little while, but that kind of faded. And so I was typically going to the gym around 10 o'clock in the morning. It would just be way too many people, and I would start to feel awkward. You know, everything that goes along with creating content. We know this. And, I can sit here and act like I didn't feel weird or that I was getting on people's nerves, and who cares what people think. But there was still a small part of me that was like, maybe I am doing too much. Maybe I am being extra. So it was just a lot of stuff that went into creating gym content. I will say I used to be so consistent with it. I became known as the girl with the camera. It was definitely a conversation starter because I'm recording with my Sony, and it's a pretty bulky camera. and the tripod setup for it, it's just a little big. It's very big, and then some of the angles that I would get, like this tripod goes up to like 7 feet. I'm 6'3", so it could get like pretty. It definitely grabs attention, right? Because the whole setup is just like, well, what does she have going on over there, right? And so it definitely became a conversation starter. That's how I met a lot of my gym friends, was just with this setup, and people coming up to me and being like, oh, what do you do? Like, do you make content, you know? So I definitely became known as the gym girl. I mean, the camera girl, and I would make content like every single day, doing fitness content stuff. But again, like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna do this for. I just want to have fun with it this go around. I'm not trying to chase numbers. That's the one thing I'm gonna remind myself going into this. As far as like reels, I know what works. I know volume works. I learned that a long time ago. I've been telling you guys that the more you put out, the more the algorithm, whichever platform you're on, is going to reward you. You may not see the rewards right away. It's going to take a while. Good things always do. But I know volume works. I'm not going to obsess over the edits. I've noticed for myself, just in order for me to push out as much content as I do, whether it's coaching content or content for my OnlyFans, I don't hyper focus on edits. I don't do too much. I do have someone who does edit my reels, so I may just give the videos, the clips to her and see what she can come up with. But I just want to kind of have fun with it. I might start another Instagram to document, the gym content, the nutrition content. My only fear, and this is just a fear of mine, and it might be something that you struggle with too, feeling like you're doing the same thing over and over again. And for anyone who's lost any amount of weight, you already know you are doing the same thing over and over again. Like, that is what it is. Like, you are going to eat the same foods over and over again. You are going to do the same workouts over and over and over again. Like, that's just what it is. And so sometimes I would get in my head and be like, well, I already did this back exercise. I can't record it again. But I'm not going to allow myself to feel like that this go around. I'm just here. I'm just going to record what the workouts are. You guys might see my trainer. He might get in some of the shots. I'm not too sure. I'll insert clips here and there. I probably will make a whole nother Instagram specifically for fitness. I probably won't use my main Instagram, which is at I am chocolate mini. I might not use that one. I don't know. But I'm just proud of myself for pulling the camera back out to the gym. I use this camera every day for my other videos, but to bring it to the gym is just kind of like a milestone for me, because it did used to be fun. And my hope is that, doing this today, it'll be fun again. I don't want the added pressure. I don't do well under pressure. That's one thing I've noticed about myself. I get less creative when I feel more pressured. So I'm just going to really protect my mental, and just lock in more on not caring what people think, not caring what the algorithm thinks, not caring what the comments think, and really just to have fun with it, motivate anyone who's trying to lose weight, trying to eat better, get back in the gym, lift weights, and we'll see how it goes. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't already. The link is down below in my description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.